It doesn't make me want to race right now in this moment anymore. They could say 36 races, which they're not. Everyone just get over it. You're going to get playoffs.
Right after losing the biggest race of his life, Denny Hamlin said something that shocked everyone. He told reporters he never wanted to race a car again. But now, just days later, he's saying something completely different that changes everything. Let me tell you what happened at Phoenix Raceway that made one of NASCAR's biggest stars question his entire future. Denny Hamlin was having the race of his life. He led 208 laps out of 312 total laps. He was dominating. With just 5 laps left in the race, Hamlin had a 3-second lead. The championship was his. Everyone watching knew it. His team knew it. His family knew it. Denny himself knew it. Then everything fell apart in the worst way possible. William Byron, who was running in second place, blew a tire. His car hit the wall with only 3 laps to go. The yellow flag came out. Just like that, everything changed. Now there would be an overtime restart. 2 laps to decide the championship. Here's where it got crazy. Kyle Larson's team made a big decision. They only put 2 tires on his car. They had to do this because they already used up all their other tires earlier in the race. Hamlin's crew chief, Chris Gale, decided to put 4 brand new tires on Hamlin's car. It seemed like the right choice. Fresh tires should be faster, right? Wrong. When the race restarted, Hamlin was back in 10th place. All the cars that took 2 tires or stayed out were now ahead of him. Larson jumped way ahead. Hamlin tried his best to catch up, but he couldn't do it in time. With only 3/4 of a lap left, Hamlin looked up and saw Larson ahead of him. That's when he knew it was over. Larson won his second championship. Hamlin lost the title he's been chasing his entire career. After the race, Hamlin was devastated. He could barely speak. When reporters asked him about racing next season, he said something nobody expected. He said in that moment he never wanted to race a car ever again. His fun meter was pegged. He couldn't even think about getting behind the wheel. This reminded a lot of people about Carl Edwards. Back in 2016, Edwards lost the championship in a similar heartbreaking way. There was a controversial yellow flag and a crazy restart at Homestead. After the race, Edwards said he would come back stronger in 2017. But before that season started, he suddenly retired. He never raced in NASCAR again. Daniel Suarez took his place in the number 19 Toyota at Joe Gibbs Racing. Was Hamlin about to do the same thing? His daughters were crying for hours after the race. Hamlin had to teach them that life isn't always fair. Things don't always happen the way they should. Even 2 days later at the NASCAR Awards in Arizona, Hamlin was still struggling. This was the first time he spoke to the media since losing the championship. A reporter asked him directly if he would race next season. Hamlin gave an answer that sent shockwaves through the NASCAR world. He said he plans to race because he has a contract. But then he said something scary. He told everyone there was absolutely no way he could even think about race cars right now. He said he's going to need some time on this one. The pain was too deep, too fresh. Hamlin has a contract with Joe Gibbs Racing through 2027. He signed this extension back in July of 2025. Everyone expects this to be his final contract. At 45 years old, he's already the oldest full-time driver in the Cup Series. This would be his 21st season driving the number 11 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Coach Joe Gibbs just walked up and is giving some consolation to his number 11 driver here as Denny heats up against this progressive Toyota, and he's already...
But here's where things get really interesting. On his podcast called Actions Detrimental, Hamlin made an announcement that nobody saw coming. He revealed something that flips everything we thought upside down. Hamlin said if he had won that race at Phoenix, he would have begged Joe Gibbs to let him quit. He would have retired right there. Winning the championship would have been the perfect way to go out on top.
Yeah, I mean, I would have begged Joe to let me quit had I won that race. I would have, because it would have just been the perfect way for me to go out.
He explained that Joe Gibbs Racing isn't ready for him to retire yet. They need time to work on a succession plan. They need to figure out who will drive the number 11 car after he's gone. Hamlin said they've now set a date for when his career will end. They know what the lifeline looks like. But if he had won at Phoenix, he would have asked Joe Gibbs for a big favor. He would have begged to end his career right there with a championship.
they're not ready for that yet. They're not, they have to have time to work on my succession plan. And we set a date out now to at least, come to when that is. We know what.
Every athlete dreams of going out on top, winning it all, and then walking away. In NASCAR, very few drivers get that perfect ending. Jeff Gordon almost did it in 2015. He won at Martinsville and made it to the championship 4, but he finished 3rd in points that year. 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson didn't get a fairy tale ending. His last season in 2020 had no wins. He didn't even make the playoffs. Martin Truex Jr. retired after 2023 with no wins that year either. He got eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s final season also had no wins and no playoff appearance. Hamlin came so incredibly close to being different. He was 5 laps away from pulling off what almost nobody does, going out as a champion, but now that dream is gone, at least for 2025. Let's talk about why this loss hurts so badly. Hamlin has been close to winning the championship so many times. In 2010, 2014, 2019, 2021, 2022, and now 2025. He's lost in every way you can imagine. Mechanical failures, crazy bad luck, weird situations. But Hamlin says this Phoenix loss is different. It's deeper than anything before. Nothing in his career has ever hurt this much. With 5 laps to go at Phoenix, Hamlin felt like a champion. He used a quote from Carl Edwards to describe it. He said he knew what it was like to be a champion. He felt it. The race was over. He knew it. But he doesn't have the trophy. He did everything right. He drove a perfect race. There was nothing else he could have done to change what happened. Hamlin already has an amazing career without a championship. He's won 60 Cup Series races. That's more wins than any other driver in history who never won a title. He's won the Daytona 500 3 times. He's won the Southern 500 3 times. He won the Coca-Cola 600 once. Those 7 wins are crown jewel races. He has more crown jewel wins than any other active full-time driver. Hamlin could have retired 5 years ago and still been a first-ballot Hall of Famer. No question about it. But that championship is the one thing missing, the one thing he's chased for 20 years, and it keeps slipping away. 2025 was an incredibly hard year for Hamlin beyond just racing. His father is terminally ill. He became a father again to a new baby. He owns 23XI Racing with Michael Jordan. That team is in a lawsuit against NASCAR. They have a court date in December. On top of all that, he raced for a championship. Hamlin said this year was taxing. He's looking forward to January 1st just to have a fresh start. Despite all the pain, Hamlin did something incredible after the race. He went to Kyle Larson's championship party. Larson is one of his closest friends. Hamlin said he just wanted to pay his respects. He hoped Larson would have done the same for him. Larson said it truly meant a lot. The conversation was awkward. Larson didn't know what to say. He could see the pain in Hamlin's eyes. But the fact that Hamlin showed up meant everything. It showed how big of a person Hamlin is.